Welcome back to Todd Audio. Today I'm going to be opening the box for the Avantone MixCubes. These are the active version, and I just got one because I want to just do mono mixing, and also it's more cost effective for me. Let's go ahead and open it, and I'll start telling you my reason for getting these. So this is the box it came in. It was shipped in a bigger box, but this is the box from Avantone. Let's pull it out. Nice little box there. Seems to be pretty water resistant, if there is any weather issues. Obviously get to it as soon as you can, but it seems to have a gloss finish, maybe help with the shipping circumstances. Alright, so pop this open. We got the manual. It's the first thing we see. Take this down. I'm gonna hold it here just to keep anything from falling out. So then we've got the power box, which I have heard the power box, I read one comment online that it was almost as big as the MixCube itself, which is fine by me. Just make sure you have somewhere to put everything. Here's the the power box, so pretty large. When we get the MixCube out, we'll compare it. Set this to the side. Another power cable. Let's pull it on out. Just have pretty good padding throughout the packaging. There we go. Again, plastic coating, even more water resistant when shipping. Let's open this up. I always like to stick this tape, somewhere around where it's not going to get stuck on the actual product when you're pulling it out. Alright. Take that one off. Pull it on out. Sorry about that brief interruption. My camera had a slight issue and now we're back rolling. I didn't want to restart because this is a real open box video. We're not going to repack everything, so let's move forward. What I believe I left off on saying was that I like that there's a pad here, kind of an acoustic pad to help from some of those vibrations carrying through, but you also don't have to worry about it scratching when you set it down, so that's nice. It's got a real nice, well, it's heavy and it's got a real nice glossy coat. I imagine some of the weight, most of it is probably because of the built-in amplifier. Here's what the back looks like. That's pretty nice quality looking. I like the pink accent. The knob, okay, it's got a kind of the click dial, which is nice on some of these speakers because especially if you do end up going with two of them and you turn them both up or down the same amount, you can kind of count the amount of clicks. When I say click, you can feel it. It's not actually a audible click, but if you've ever felt the volume on a speaker where it's got those kind of notches. And along with that, it's also a nice firm, smooth feel. It's metal. There's a ground lift switch on it, and then you got a balanced input, and you have your option between a 1/4-inch cable or an XLR input. So really nice there. Looks like the audio plug-in is good quality, and actually has a screw-in fitting, so that's a nice bonus there. All around, the appearance looks nice. Good weight to it. Kind of a papery finish on the speaker here. And I don't know what material this is. I can look it up and list it in the description below. But nice looking unit. Let's compare it to the power source, and the comment was pretty right. You know, they're pretty close in size. Probably the biggest power box I've seen out of any music product that I own. But we'll see how it works out. Back to the reason I got this, for me, and probably for pretty much everybody that gets this, it is not meant to be a good sounding speaker. It's not what you would showcase your music with to a client and so on. It's a really reliable source for a reference for things like phone audio, Bluetooth audio, anything that's kind of got a lot of mids and not so many lows. If you use this as a source, it's had raving reviews for an all-around source for not only those things, but really everything. So I have the Yamaha. This is the older versions, but basically the HS8s. When they came out, they were a HS80M, which is basically the same speaker. And they sound really clean. They point out a lot of clarity in the audio, but occasionally, you know, if I'm not careful with a mix when I go into the car or somewhere else, it's not quite what I expected. And I don't really have a real good second reference yet. And I wanted something that would translate well to those common sources that people use, such as phones and Bluetooth speakers now are just so common, or your smart home devices like an Alexa or the Google one. So that's what we got this for. Let's, you know, go ahead and hook it up, and I'll give my initial impressions of it. Maybe try and do a little mix on it and compare it to what the mix was before having this, just doing it on the Yamaha HS80Ms or the HS8s. Keep in mind, this is going to be a first mix, so if it doesn't turn out as expected, part of it's because this is my first experience with mixing with this speaker. Over time, I'll get to learn it better, and then down the road, I'll follow up with another video with my final opinion on it.
Lying down, too much that I'm thinking about, telling you I'm fine now. I get up and walk around, this is nothing to me now. Go ahead and let me down, I keep going through it now. Don't think you should worry about something that I'm used to now. Don't get in a hurry though, following them cues now. I'm real about feeling what you want, girl, it's what I need. I'm real about feeling what you want, it's what I need. I'm real about feeling what you want, yeah, I got it for you. So I don't know what you think you wanted. You don't know who you think you're done with. It's going away, oh, it was all in my head, and you should have stayed, oh, I'm going to bed now. I'm real about feeling what you want, girl, it's what I need. I'm real about feeling what you want,
So once I first turned on the MixCube and listened to my mix again, it really didn't sound good, and it brought out almost a need to adjust certain things to make it sound good on that speaker. Whereas before with my Yamaha monitors, they provide a lot of clarity. They're great for creative mixing, but especially with using line ins with synthesizers, a lot of my music lately has been not as much mic recording and you know, just clean line ins. And when you get that clarity out of the Yamahas, you really just have to know from experience or intuition that you might want to turn the treble up or equalize or turn bass up or down. As far as equalization and compression, there was a lot more need for it that I felt on a per track basis when I turned on the MixCube. You know, it kind of brought all those necessities out if I wanted to make it sound good on the MixCube. Whereas the Yamaha feels like more of a creative, you know, like if you're really experienced with it and have done a bunch of mixes and heard how they translate to everything else. Now, given this is a home studio, the room acoustics aren't perfect, but that's what most of us are probably working with. So if you really know it, you might have the intuition to do those things, but it feels like you're mixing when it comes to equalization and dynamics, compression, and so on. And I have these clean line ins from the synth, or if you have really clear, good microphone recordings, it feels like that equalization and compression is more on you know, a perception basis or a preference basis. And then when you switch to the MixCube, it feels more like a necessity. It feels more like you need to put an equalizer on there. Maybe not make some huge tweaks, but make some adjustments to make it sound better coming out of the MixCube. When I first did it, again, this is my first experience with the MixCube, so I don't really know, you know it inside and out yet, compared to the Yamahas that I've been using for probably 15 years. So even on a first experience, I already noticed a big advantage. And it feels like if you want it to sound good on the MixCube, it's an as needed basis. You know, it kind of forces you to address some of those issues. So all around, I'm very happy with it. I've only listened to the mix on these two, on the Yamahas and the MixCube so far. So I look forward to listening to some examples in the car, going back through this same video on a laptop or on my phone on various speakers. I think that might bring out the differences more even than when I listen to it personally on the Yamaha monitors, just because of the clarity. Where the MixCube kind of forced me to mix it to where each individual sound was a little more defined. And I think that even maybe opened up more room if I want to go back to the track and add in maybe some other background noises or some more ambiance. You know, it might work better with the mix now if I do it now, where before I, you know, used the MixCube and was just mixing on the Yamahas, it sounded good on the Yamahas, but a lot of, you know, a lot more blending together and a lot less equalization and compression to bring out the accents and the best parts of each track. So that's my consensus for now. I plan to follow up on my thoughts after I have more time to listen to this and other mixes on more sources and learn the MixCube better. So thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. I didn't get into the connection or how I hooked it up on my setup for the mono. You do want to make sure that you have true mono going into the MixCube. If you only have one, you don't want to just hook it up to a left or right channel, because then you're only getting one side of it. So that can be addressed in the comments or discussion. If you have any questions, just comment below. And remember to please subscribe to my channel. I have more videos coming up in the future. Thanks for watching.